So let's take a look at this list from Dan Phillips. Sign that maybe, just maybe, a preacher needs a little tweaking. Sign number 1. He seems more energized about gray areas and supposed, that must be a Latin word, in the Bible than he is about the crystal clear fundamentals. Contrast that to 1 Corinthians 15, etc., etc. Why? Because Paul was really clear. Here's the fundamentals. Here's the basics. This is the stuff we know. A pastor who starts to focus a lot on the, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that's confusing, and he majors in what appears to be ambiguous, that's somebody who needs a little tweak. A rule that I really think, and we need to be reminded of, is that we need to come up with the basics. We just need to look at, here's all the stuff that's really clear on the Bible. Now, with that big foundation, we can take a look at some stuff that appears to be ambiguous and figure out the ambiguous in light of the clear. But what seems to be happening these days, people focus on the unclear. People focus on the, well, there's a different way to understand this word, and it creates nothing but the emergent movement. I mean, ambivalence. When we are perpetually looking at the, hey, there's another way. It could be possible. Maybe this word actually meant, it seems that there's somebody who, and that's the, look, there's some stuff that we need to go, all right, that's a tricky little word right there. We need to deal, there's some misunderstanding. We can do that, but we can do it with confidence that we know the basic big stuff. The guy who's perpetually focusing on, does nothing but cause confusion, and God is not the author of that. Sign number 2, a pastor needs a tweaking. He casts doubt on the existence of crystal clear fundamentals or makes much of their subjective, varied nature. Kind of a slant on number 1. It's just the perpetual, hey, we used to think this all the time, but maybe it could be that. So often that presents itself as sophistry. I used my concordance and I looked up a word, and the semantic range allows for this. Therefore, maybe Jesus didn't die for our sins. Okay, maybe not that extreme, but it's just a constant, that's not the way God communicated truth to us. The Bible is plenary and it's perspicacious. The whole thing is inspired, and the whole thing is really, really clear. A child can get it, and if a pastor is constantly making it look like mush, he needs an adjustment, not the Bible. Number 3, he seems to sow many seeds of doubt about biblical teaching, while at the same time sowing no such seeds about his own. This would be the pastor who stands in the pulpit and questions everything. I think that's the name of a book, by the way, maybe an evangelical ministry. Question everything, but not the stuff I believe in. As soon as you start to question his fundamentals, even question his position on questioning everything, and you'll get a roundhouse right to the jaw with a comeback, because they want to cause confusion. That's devil territory, just constant, did God really say? But if you question them, that's the sign of a preacher who needs at the least an adjustment.